right. It's a southern thing. It's your boy Boss and Landlord in the building. What's up, big homie? Oh yeah, Landlord, my bad. What's up with it? I can't hear you, Landlord. What happened to your sound, bro? One more. Nah, I can't even hear you, Landlord. Man, the sound was working good. Let me turn this down. All right, one more time.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. You just sounded cool, man. Yeah, that's all it was. You were just cool.
Oh, I had to change it to another sound. Wait 1 minute, let me see.
All right. But hey, man, we got Landlord in the building. He changing up his sound. You know, he flipping it up on us. Yes,
So
indeed.
let's get it.
Oh, let's get it. Sound much better. All right. So we got Boss Cowboy and Landlord from Alabama.
You already know it.
And we giving these boys that Tennessee Titans talk.
Oh yeah. The only way we know how, you understand?
Hey, listen. The moment Landlord got some time, we was like, let's get it, bro.
Already. We
Yoga
had to give y'all
fire.
some of this heat. You understand? We had to. It's a must.
It's a must,
You know?
big dog. It's a must. Alright. So we gonna be right back, man. Let me finish building this plane, man. Let me set up these bells and whistles. Be right back.
Let's get it.
Let's go.
We got one of them beats, man.
Yeah.
Had to kick a 16 on this thing.
Hey man, this one of them two steps, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. You know, Boss Cowboy, man, we go keep it groovy, big dog.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't be me. So,
Oh, they had your yak on the side or something?
son. Hey, is this that yak, big homie?
You need some of that yak for this right here. Yeah. Already.
All right, let's get it, big dog. One day we got to get you on that freestyle, man. See what you're talking about.
Oh yeah. I'm a little different on that end, man. I gotta get down now.
Yeah, but we gotta get it. Yeah, we gotta get it though. Real talk. Real talk. All right. We're kicking it off. Streaming on both channels, man.
Yes, sir.
Alright. Welcome to BossCowboySports, where your voice matter. It's your boy Landlord and Boss Cowboy, man.
Salute to the nation.
So first of all, big dog, this ain't your first time, but you traveling to Tennessee, man. I want you to kind of tell us about that real quick, if you don't mind, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, I'm leaving out tomorrow, man. It ain't nothing but a three-hour drive, like right at 3 hours. So, you know, we packing on up and moving on out. Me and my cousin, he's a former Tennessee fan, but you know, I'm converting him over to the Cowboys. You know.
Oh yeah.
You know how we get down.
Yeah, you trying to recruit something?
Yeah, we gonna turn them to the good side where the good guys reside. Know what I'm saying?
How many games you been to, big dog?
This finna be my first.
What?
My first.
What?
Yeah.
This is.
I've been in the poorhouse, man.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm from the struggle, so I had to
Alright.
get here, man.
All right, so
But,
man, give us a little bit more, man. I'm gonna need you to buy me some time because I gotta set up a couple of things on the back end, if you don't mind.
You want to talk about Tennessee or
Yeah,
just,
yeah. Let's talk about Tennessee.
Okay, from what I've been seeing, it's a lot of people that supposed to be out, of course, Ryan Tannehill out.
Yeah,
Jeffrey Simmons, the defensive lineman, out. Nicholas Petiatu, something like that, some craziness. Forgive me, that's what I say usually. He a tackle, he out. Amani Hooker out. Outside linebacker, Bud Dupree out. Zach Cunningham out, linebacker. Dalen Cole, linebacker, out. DB Josh Thompson out. So they second level gonna be a little shaky. That's what it looked like so far.
yeah.
And Derrick Henry is doubtful as well.
All right, let me just go ahead and pull up that injury report real quick. That's what we'll do. We'll just pull up the report. All right, here we go. And we'll just talk about it real quick because it's looking real suspect. So, like, what's your thoughts on the game? Obviously, with this many people being out, because obviously the rumors going around, basically saying that they just need to beat the Jags by week 18, and then they end. You know what I'm saying? So it don't look like they really trying to come at us with full steam. I want to get your thoughts on that. Hold on real quick, landlord, let me go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying, look like they in full white flag mode. They look like they want to lay down and surrender, but when it comes to the Cowboys, man, we gonna get everybody best shot. That's something I've learned over the years, man. That's a fact. Like, if you want to turn up your social media, you want to get more money on your contract, if you ball out against them Cowboys, that's the best way to do it, man. So we understand that. So if I was the Cowboys, you know what I'm saying, I would be still looking for a dog fight. I would still be looking for a hard-pressed game, no matter who on the team. You know what I'm saying? No matter who's on the field, they going to give us everything they got. That's something I've noticed. So I don't think we have the luxury to sleep either. You know what I'm saying? We need this game for sure. We need to win. So we need to come with it.
What would you want to see out this game, especially with them sitting so many starters? Like, what would you want to see?
I want to see Cooper Rush by halftime. That's what I want to see. I want to see Malik Davis getting way more carries than we thought. I want to see the bench players. We should get these boys out of here quick. You know what I'm saying? With the quickness. That's only right, in my opinion. I feel like we can just come in, if we play smart, you know what I'm saying, control football, normal play calling, nothing cute, no double reverse flea flickers like last game, Mr. Kellimore. As long as we don't do no foolishness buffoonery like that, we should be fine, man. So if we come in, like I told you, in my opinion, if you give Dak Prescott a short third down, he is a cheat code, man. He's unstoppable. And he even bails you out when you behind the chains. So just imagine if you play with him, you work complimentary to him and help him out. You know what I'm saying? He's unstoppable. And I think one of the only times we seen that was against Minnesota. And you seen he put up 40 points on them boys, and it was ridiculous. So just play complimentary football, put your quarterback in some advantageous situations instead of making him bail you out all the time. I think the sky's is the limit for this offense, man. I think we can come in here and just dominate, do the right things.
See, because I do have a feeling, man. Can I just be honest with you?
You think it's going to be some foolery?
Yeah, I kind of, yeah. You already knew where I was going, bro. I have a bad feeling, bro. Because games like this, I'm just being honest. Bro. This dude like to hit that pipe. He's a smoker. He's a pass game smoker, bro. He like to smoke that pass crack. And I think he gonna hit it this game. I think he gonna go crazy, especially with T.Y. But the only good thing is T.Y. gonna likely make us better. What's your thoughts on that? For real. Hold on.
We gotta.
Go ahead.
What happened?
No, you good.
We gotta kill the politics, man. That's one thing. So, you know, we love everything Noah Brown done done so far, man. But I want more Ty. You know what I'm saying? I want more Ty. I'm sorry.
Wait. You off of Noah Brown already, dog?
I mean, I told you, man, like, people gonna get mad at me, man, but I gotta be honest, man. Noah is a body catcher, man. He's a notorious body catcher. And I can't stand them kind of guys. It's too much danger out there to be catching the ball with your body. Like I said to my people, man, think about this. If you catching the ball with your body, that means you let it pass your hands. Like, that's too much time. You know, boss, as a DB, that's too much time to give a DB to get back into the play.
Yeah, we can close.
You supposed to be attacking the football, boss.
Yeah.
So how are you letting the ball get to your chest? That means it's passing your hands, it's passing your entire frame and getting into your belly. Like, that's giving the DB far too much time. It's too many things that can happen in that instance. And did you see any limb of T.Y. Hilton body touch that ball?
No.
It was straight glove. It was straight glove.
It was all glove.
That's what you need, a sure-handed guy, man. And this is no knock on Noah Brown, because like I said before, when I say somebody is a body catcher, this does not mean he can never make catches with his hands. It just only means that he uses his body far too often. If you go back and look at that last game, even a touchdown catch, he was putting it in his gut. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. He got a bad habit of catching the ball with his body, and that's not good for the quarterback, because all it takes is a little deflection like we seen against the Jaguars. Game over. Because the DB gonna be right there in your hip pocket for sure. We know this. You know what I'm saying? If the DB in your hip pocket and you get a slight deflection, that's an easy interception. You know what I'm saying? You cannot catch the ball with your body as a receiver. They teach this day one when you walk in the building. That is too risky. It makes quarterbacks not even want to throw it to you. So I would like to see a lot more T.Y. Hilton. That's just my opinion.
Golly, like, I wasn't expecting you to go there, big dog, but I'm glad you did. Hold on, I'm finna pull up that.
Yeah, I got a strong stance on Noah, man. It is what it is. He a good player.
I had no idea that your stance was like that, though. I had no idea.
Yeah, body catches are a no-no in wide receiver world, man. You cannot do it. Like, and then it shows up at the worst times. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We seen Noah make some excellent catches, but you know, when the worst come to worst, you gonna resort back to your instincts. Know what I'm saying? And when your instincts is catching the ball with your body, that's a recipe for disaster, man. Like watch that play over again what T.Y. did. All you seen was straight hands.
Right.
Nothing else touches the ball, man.
Right.
You should be able to be clean in your white tee and go out there and play catch.
Clean.
And nothing touches your shirt. That's how real receivers get down, man. The ball should never touch your chest. Never. Like ever. Now, it is some slight instances where the ball you gotta scoop it up. Yeah. But for the most part, man, the ball should never ever touch, man. You got hands for a reason.
All right,
you know what I'm saying?
Let me push you real quick, just a little bit. Because you talking like with a lot of confidence. I want you to tell people your background, because people I think might be misunderstanding why you saying we. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Explain.
I play wide receiver. You know, I ain't play at no super duper levels and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I played every time I ever played football, it was at wide receiver. Little league, high school. You know what I'm saying? Some college, all of that was wide receiver. I always been a decent wide receiver. So I mean, I understand what you have to do as a wide receiver. And one of the things you can't do is wait around for the football to get to your chest. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to go get the football. You can't sit there. Think about it. If you waiting on the ball to hit your chest, what if it's an errant throw? This is common sense stuff. Is an errant throw gonna hit you in the chest?
No. You gotta go get it.
Exactly. They always teach the wide receiver to go get the football. The quarterback is not going to be able to throw it to your chest every play. So you got to know in your head to use your instincts. Well, if you throw this ball anywhere near my catch radius, I'm going to get it. So you can't sit there and wait on the ball to hit you in the stomach, man. That's not good wide receiver play. Like, I'll challenge anybody to a duel on that.
That boy say
Like,
to
it
a
is what it
duel.
is.
Man, you gonna
Yeah,
put them boys on
we
a
can
duel.
duel it out, man.
Duel it out.
We can duel it out.
But going back to what we was talking about, because this was sparked that I do think, honestly, we go slang that thing. We go slang that
Yeah,
thing.
especially what T.Y. did. You might be right.
Yeah, we get ready to slang that thing. And listen, listen, it's because we all know, we've listened to enough press conferences to know that Kellen Moore's on the quota, right? And I've been thinking about it. I want to hold on real quick. Let me pause it. Coach Moore sent a super chat. I can't get y'all super chats in the show. I'm gonna have to just read them off my phone. But Coach Moore said T1 needs to get some of Gallup reps as well, except in red zone. Oh my God, it's going crazy right now. Ooh, let me sound the alarms. Coach Marv is on the hunt. Hold on.
He ain't playing.
Let me see. Do I got another button?
He throwing haymakers early.
Ooh. We got Coach Marv, so I gotta say
another one.
Ooh.
Hey, he
y'all
coming
trying
out
to
swinging
fire
out the gate.
Y'all trying to fire Landlord. Y'all trying to fire the homie. Ooh, y'all so cutthroat. I like this. I like this. Hold on real quick. Let me turn you back on, Landlord. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, I'm not kicking them 100% off a bridge. I'm not doing that. What I am saying is, though, it is dangerous if you're going to rely on them. Now, it look like him and Dak got some good chemistry, which is a good thing. Yeah. But we just don't want this to burn us at the worst times, man. And we be looking at Dak. Why you choose Noah Brown? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my only gripe about the situation. Like, he is a good receiver, but in times, man, you cannot sit up there and catch the ball with your body, man. It's gonna be a disaster because we know you're not getting no world-class separation. You know what I'm saying? You ain't getting world-class separation. So if you catching the ball with your body, that's an easy interception, man. We just seen exactly that against the Jaguars, and it been a plenty of other instances too, where he could have caught the ball with his hands, but it's a deflection interception. It happens a lot.
Wow.
Unfortunately.
And see, I like hearing this because I played defensive back, right? I played corner. Yep. So when I hear a receiver like yourself, right, with speaking with so much conviction at that position, I understand it. I really do. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I do have to, give you respect for being a man of the art, a man of the receiver. What would I say? The receiver crew or the receiver, you know what I'm saying? Frat, you know what I'm saying? You in the frat, you know what I mean? And the standard is high, bro. Like that body catching, that's real, bro. That is real.
That's a no-no.
All right, so we go take one. We go just take a pause real quick. We go move to something else that's Tennessee related. I wasn't expecting that though. You shocked me on that.
Yeah.
It was somebody else on that injury report that I wanted us to talk about, bro. Just since we talking about, damn it, I got rid of the injury report by mistake. It's all good. But I know who I want to talk about on there. I still got him up here. I want to see Simmons, bro.
Yeah.
See, because some of this game, Landlord, I'm looking at this game as kind of like a little bit of a playoff prep game.
Yeah.
And they sitting so many guys that I want to get us ready for the playoffs. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
It's gonna fall back on us again. It's gonna be Cowboys versus Cowboys.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to come in here and make our own mindset. Like Dak said, you can't worry about who on the other side. You just gotta do you.
Right.
And this is really one of the toughest tests, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? When you don't have nobody back, when your back is not against the wall, when ain't nobody chirping at you. You know what I'm saying? When you just gotta go do what you're supposed to do. So, and we know we love our Cowboys, but this is where we fall short at a lot of the times. We play to the level of our competition,
Yeah.
and we got to change that. This is a game that we can come in here and dominate. Put Cooper Rush in the game at halftime, man. This is what I want to see. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we can do that easily.
Yeah, I think easily is the right word too. Because another person on that injury report, man, because we talking about the Titans, you know, obviously we go talk a little bit about Philly too, big dog. But I want to talk about the Titans real quick, just as we getting ready. Hold on, we got us a fat super chat. Let me go back to us real quick. Give me a second. My boy Keystone blessed us. He said Kellen is going to have fun this game because Tennessee is ranked 31st in the pass D.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me give my boy
That's
a hand clap.
unfortunate.
Let me give my boy a hand clap. I see that happening too, Keith. That's exactly what I see happening. And guess what? This game, I ain't gonna even trip. Just win the game. Just win the game. You know, we already knew. Listen, we gotta. You know what? Just by the time we get in the playoffs, I want him responsible. I'll let you have a little fun with Tennessee. Am I tripping on that, Landlord? Am I tripping?
Nah, I can see that. I can see that. This could be used as an experimental type game to a degree.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to come out here and find yourself in a dog fight either. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to play with them boys now. You know what I'm saying? I ain't driving 3 hours to come back with an L now, Kelly. I'm gonna be pissed off at you. I ain't gonna lie. You think I've been putting heat on you. It's gonna be ugly this time.
Your cars.
I'm coming full throttle, boss. I'm coming full throttle. He gonna be looking like one of us in a minute. He won't be fighting no more. I'm gonna have him dog skin after this. He come out. He gonna be dog skin killing in the building, man. Straight up.
Boy say dark skin killing.
He gonna be dog skin killing. Yeah, boy.
Say man, no, bro, no. Hey, but then your only hope is gonna be Ty, because pretty much every time he came out passing, it was very womp womp. It don't matter who we was going against. You know what I'm saying? It was very womp womp. That mean likely, more than likely, this is gonna be a competitive game. Just keep it real,
don't
bro.
all our games be competitive for real, especially if it's a lackluster opponent. It's gonna be competitive, man. But hopefully, you know, the better teams start to separate throughout the game. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It could be a close first quarter, quarter and a half.
Right.
And then
that's
we
real.
separate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
I think you can real life expect that too. I don't think you even asking, you know, you're not saying anything like my boss say nefarious to even assume that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just straight
Not
up,
too
man.
nefarious.
Yeah, that's like realistic, because that's what we do. But it's one thing for sure when I look at it, Landlord, that when I really take a look at it, that I think I see, big dog. I think it's just too much talent with the Dallas Cowboys. You know, I know they say
like a kid in a candy store, huh?
Yeah, I mean they say any given Sunday, but bruh, come on, bruh, that's just too much. That's just way. Yeah, that's just way too many, bro. Like,
all they big dogs out.
All they big dogs are out. Let me see. It's only one big dog that I wanted us to talk about that's not out, that I definitely want us to talk about.
I got a super chat over here, boss.
Get it.
If you don't mind.
Go for it.
Shout out to Tennessee with the 19 bucks, man. I appreciate you, sir. He says, just wanted to buy you a beer for your first Cowboy game, Landlord. Hey, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that for sure. Shout out to you, man. A ton of dynasty in the beer.
That's dope, man. Yeah, man. Appreciate you buying the big homie a beer. That's love. But I ain't forgot about Kevin Bird, bro.
You mean, oh yeah, when he's danced in the star, huh?
Yeah, I ain't forgot about that.
Yeah.
Bro.
He
That
got to
was
get
Cooper
this
first
smoke.
game. Yeah, I want to see somebody go get him, bro, some kind of way. I ain't saying no bounty, but yeah, bro. Yeah, Bird is cold, but he majorly disrespected us that day. I ain't forgot that. And they
Yeah, we don't play
won.
like that.
Yeah, bro. Like who? So who will be the person landlord that would dance on that Tennessee tight?
You already know it's gonna be J Run. Maybe J Run or who be
What?
talking that talk? J Run or either it's another one on
Wilson.
the two.
Oh, we got OC in the building. OC done snuck
Shout
up
out
in
to
here.
the OC.
Oh, hold on real quick.
Yeah, landlord. What's up, baby?
I
What's
got,
going on, man?
let me build a
Man,
landlord.
you got it, man.
OC, let me see. Let me see if this works. Oh, all right, OC. You got to talk for a minute, big dog, because I have to build you all the way into the show, homie.
Oh no, man. Listen, I'm just enjoying listening to y'all, man. I want to slide in the back door. Blessed to have the landlord on Boss Cowboy Sports, man, and appreciate everything you're doing, man. Great channel, great breakdowns, great insight. So salute, landlord, man. Appreciate you so much, man. But yeah, man, thanks for allowing me to come in. Yeah, thank you for allowing me to come in. So yeah, so I think, man, J-Ron Curse is a guy. I think also a guy is Wilson. I think he's a guy that got enough dog, enough nasty that he might do something like that. But I'm going with landlord on this one. I think that Curse might be the most likely candidate. I'll also throw in Diggs because Diggs got enough swag where he would go and do something like that as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think about the situation. But all in all, man, I think the Cowboys are just trying to get through this game because they played 3 games in, I believe, 13 or 14 days, something of that effect. And so this is number 2, and then they have another game next Sunday. So this is one of those games, man, that, hey, man, come take care of your business. Go ahead and put these boys away early if possible. They sit in so many players, they making it like non-interesting, and that's the part that I hate. Right. But nevertheless, man, the Cowboys got to do what they got to do, man. So, landlord, what you think about that?
Yeah, you're right, man. I feel like when you said Curse, it just hit me too. You know, this the house his uncle built. You know what I'm saying? This the house his uncle built. So you know it's gonna feel a little different for J-Ron. You know, that's Javon Curse's nephew. So he gonna wanna come and show up for his uncle. He gonna be like, Uncle, look at this. Watch how I do y'all boys. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, J-Ron the perfect one to do it.
Keep going, OC. I need some time.
Yeah, no, you good, man. So another thing, man, I kind of wanted to bring up, and going back to what Boss Cowboy talked about, the dress rehearsal, I still think that even though, you know, they don't have, supposedly I'm hearing Derrick Henry is going to sit, it's still a very, very good, this is almost turned into like a preseason game, but I think it's really, really important from a discipline, X's and O's perspective, not in the aspect of, hey, man, we got to like hold this team to 0 points, although I think you probably should. I think that really, I want to see how we play leverage versus that offensive line, in particular for this defense. I want to see how they play the run, like how disciplined they are. Are they running downhill? Are they approaching the 1-gap schemes appropriately? Are they approaching 2-gap schemes appropriately if they go to a different hybrid look off of their base defense? I want to see how they approach this, and I want to see how well they tackle. So, and this is the type of game, man, I'm looking for fundamentals on both sides of the football. I'm looking for the offensive line to be solid and fundamental. I'm looking for great footwork. I'm looking for Dak, man, the time that he's in, he should be out of there. I agree with landlord on this one by the 3rd quarter. So I want him to just be sharp and crisp. And I'm a guy that I think that you want to get up in a football game before you start to experiment and play too much. I know that often Kellen Moore likes to come out and do freaky exotic stuff if he feels like he got you and you ain't nothing, you know. So it's kind of like, hey man, let's just be sound. Let's run offense right now. Let's get up in the game by 14 points. And then, hey, man, you want to have some fun? You want to try some gadget stuff, some different formation schemes, this, that, and the third? Go ahead and do it at that point. But let's get a lead first. That's my opinion.
Yeah, real quick.
And
OC.
go ahead.
Just real quick, OC. what are some of the? Because you talked about you want to see us run the ball well against this team, um, but with Simmons out, I also want to flip it to the other side. How that interior you go get some work or get some real defensive tackles when you got some of their best out? I'll be caught up by the time you finish
Well,
that.
Yeah, it's all good. So, man, this is what I think. I think that, and I'll put a video out about this, why these last two games are the most important. I think that you want to see sound fundamental football. So I want to see good feet. I want to see good hands. So this is kind of like a defensive line and an offensive line coaching symposium. Like, I want to see how you work. I want to see you finish blocks. I want to see you take good angles and good feet. I don't care if Aunt your mama's in there. It doesn't matter, man. You're an NFL football player. You get paid to do this. You're a professional. So I want to see good fundamental and technique, because this is going to bleed over into the work week that we have next week, when you are going to have some starters, when you are going to have Payne, and you going to have Josh Allen out there, and you going to have, my guy over there, Chase Young, right, playing the Washington Commanders. And then you go get tons of work. And that's going to be a critical game to kind of see how this offensive line bodes and how Kellen Moore deals with tough interior physical defensive lines, and can we make the proper adjustments in terms of run scheme and strategy. And I'm gonna put a video out about this actually probably tomorrow, about run schemes and how you defeat strong defensive lines.
All right.
I do want to see,
Go ahead.
if you don't mind, I do want to see how we handle Malik Willis. Like, I seen a lot of his tape while I was looking at Story Jackson over there at Liberty. And, he's a big athletic kid that can move. He can run real good. He's like a baby Justin Fields at this point, you know what I'm saying? So he is an athletic guy that can give us some problems with that read option. That's been an Achilles heel of ours. We don't do too well against mobile quarterbacks as of late. But I want to see Micah be able to detect the read option as well as he can. Like, he got kind of exposed the last time against Jalen Hurts. So I want to see him read it right. D-Law did as well. I want to see them attack the quarterback instead of getting tricked in the middle and not being able to make a decision. So I want to see them attack the quarterback and not just get caught in no man's land. Like, make them pay for it if they're going to get it anyway, because you can't be right as a defensive end with the read option. So at least make one of them pay for it. Go hit the quarterback, go hit the running back. That's what I want to see. That's good practice for Jalen Hurts coming up, possibly playing them again in the NFC Championship or something.
Man, I love what you said, Landlord, because I said this before. You took the words right out of my mouth. I said this a couple weeks back. Man, somebody's running the RPO. Dude, just go hit the quarterback. Go hit the quarterback. Yeah. If you hit that quarterback a couple times, I guarantee you, I'll bet you $100 they start running it. I guarantee you they go start running it. Think back, and I'll even go back to something that everybody should be familiar with. And I said this, months ago now. Okay, remember Colin Kaepernick? Remember him? Remember how Harbaugh used to do that read option QB keep sweep stuff? Right? Mm-hmm. He did that the first year to 2 years. Man, he did that read option in a couple games, and Colin Kaepernick got his bell rung. They tagged him. And guess what he stopped doing? He said, I got to protect our quarterback. I got to start running. So he started running it. So if you want to kill the RPO, you want to kill read option, man, just go smack the quarterback. And that's it. Game over. So I love that point, Landlord. That's perfect.
Yeah, I got a point. And I'm just being honest, bro. I got a point on Malik Willis. It's straight up too, bro.
There you go. I knew you were going to do that.
Yeah, bro, man, come on, man. Like, this is a game that, like you said, Landlord, we gotta be able to just show up as professionals and whoop them.
Yeah.
Because this ain't a game to get excited for, man. It's no way Malik is ready. I done went through his tape. He better than what he was in college. But, man, he not even Justin Fields yet. He not even Justin Fields yet, man. I'm just keeping it real. This dude is so not ready.
Raw.
He too raw.
That boy raw.
Like, it's sometimes you can say this and you not being cocky. You can just honestly say this. We are just way better than them.
Yeah.
Just keeping it real. You know. Hey, I like how
Especially
built y'all
what they
in this.
putting on the field.
Shout
Yeah,
out to
that
me.
boy Boss the best in the bed and now. He ain't playing with him.
But I built y'all boys right into this show, man, with no problem. That's what I'm talking
You know,
about.
my people used to the trap balls. You done got me in the penthouse over there, man. Went to the trap to the penthouse. We eating caviar tonight, trap ball. Caviar tonight.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that, landlord. Now, man, your stuff, you ain't no trap. Say, check. Well, you a trap. You are a trap in a good way. Yeah, I don't want to speak on the church like that. But Coach Marv with the super chat, he said, I want to see Parsons work at linebacker. What's y'all thoughts on that?
I would love to, because one of my biggest gripes against DQ, because it's time to put DQ on trial too now.
Ooh,
It's time.
is
I
it?
love him to death.
Is
It's
it?
time to put DQ on trial, bro.
It's
because
time.
the
What?
one thing
On
The
trial?
one thing that he said a whole lot in the beginning of the year was he did not want to have Micah on the predominantly on the defensive end
He
because
did.
offense was gonna start scheming for him.
Yup.
But where has he been, boss? Where has he been?
He's been.
He almost exclusively on the defensive end. I've been watching his tape. He'll go to the left side sometime, but he hardly ever be as a linebacker. You know what I'm saying? Let him blitz in the A gap sometimes. Do some stunts with a defensive tackle or something. Like, all he doing is rushing from the right end or the left end. That's it. And it's most of the time been on the right end. So you said you wanted some variety in it, and we honestly know that Mike is not healthy either. Cause I seen, did you see him walking out that tunnel? Mike is not healthy, bro. He's not. He was limping around, and we know that this defensive line position is gonna take a toll on a slender player like Mike. He big, but he's slender. You know what I'm saying? He got a smaller frame, so it's taking a toll on him. And all we've been doing is running them straight into that brick wall. You know what I'm saying? It's time for DQ to get a little more versatile, and it is what it is. You can't just milk the cow. You know what I'm saying? Until it got nothing left. You know what I'm saying? Him to be ready for the playoffs. And I like what I'm saying, the way Mike, man, go back and look and see how Michael Parsons was walking out that tunnel. And I'm telling you, you gonna be like, yo, Mike ain't ready no more, bro. Like, he might, I wouldn't mind seeing, like, no lie, he was limping, bro. He wasn't looking like, you know what I'm saying, like he should, in my opinion.
It's Mr. Nasty time. Oh, Mr. Nasty
Yeah.
time.
Boss Cowboy having a lot of fun over there today, man. Look, man, I'm gonna say something. You know, this is a game that
Hey, we got
I
some
really
super
don't want
chat.
to see Michael.
Before you go too fast,
ahead.
let me just take the super chat. I'm gonna give birth. My boy Amp. First of all, Amp, congratulations. He gave birth. His wife gave birth to a son today. So y'all clap it up for Amp.
Oh, shout out to Al.
Congratulations, man.
What's up, man?
Congratulations, bro.
Congratulations.
Yeah, y'all give the homies some love. He said DQ looking real Atlanta-ish.
Man.
Go ahead, OC.
Yeah.
Go ahead, OC. God dog.
Yeah, man. Well, Dan Quinn has fell into the rut of being too much of a player's coach, and this is something that I feared coming over when he came over. He's too much of a player's coach. In other words, there's a degree of comfort that's too high.
Whoa.
Right, and you can see it from the performance and from some of the repeated offenses that we see with gap integrity, with tackles, with making mistakes in the secondary, right? It's a little bit too lax, and that's what got him ran out of Atlanta. So I think that he got to turn it up, and I've been saying this almost a couple weeks, that, man, you got to turn it up, and it has to be a little bit of fear involved. You know, players play the best when it's a little bit of edge, when they know if I screw up, I could be out of here. If something goes wrong and I'm tripping, man, I might be on that bench, right? And I just think that the culture and the intensity needs to be higher. Now, as it relates to Micah Parsons, this is a game that I would prefer for him not to play past halftime. And I wouldn't even be upset if they did sit him, because he's banged up, man. His shoulder's banged up, his leg is banged up, his hand is banged up, and he ain't getting no sacks. He's not being productive because you putting him at the end. And I can get into technical nuances on why he's not getting sacks.
Do it. Do it.
Well, look, since you asked for it, here it is. Look, Micah Parsons is a speedy player, and everybody knows he has elite top end speed. And so what tackles are starting to do is overset Micah Parsons. They overset him, hoping and anticipating that he spins inside. That's what the left tackle for the Eagles did, and that's what even Lane did. They just go overset Michael Parsons. That means you're cutting off the outside, you're anticipating on a counter move, and you're going to use your strength and your mass to just engulf him on this counter move. And Michael Parsons is not doing a good job of using his hands, and maybe his hand is hurt, and maybe that's why. But with big, long offensive linemen, you got to use your hands at the top of the speed rush. So when you get to what I call the point of convergence, which normally happens after 2 kicks, a set back of an offensive line, 2 kicks, bam, bam, and then you guys are gonna converge and meet. At that point, you got to have a plan. You either got to push, you got to pull, you got to dip, you got to rip, and Mike is not doing a good job at lowering his waist and bending at the hip and running the hoop, because even if he's overset, Michael Parsons has 4.3 speed. So what he could do in anticipation of an overset, he could run the hoop, he could lean and bend, okay, and come out the back door, sacking these quarterbacks and hitting them in their back and getting strip sacks, fumbles, stuff like that. And also, his counter moves right now are too predictable, man. He's doing like stutter steps, like he's going to crossover, like he's Allen Iverson. You can't do that, man. If you're going to counter move an offensive lineman in the NFL, this is not college. If you go counter move the dude, you got to set the move up. And if you counter move him, it has to be a sharp, sudden move. It can't be wasted motion. I'll give you an example. Dwight Freeney, Von Miller, when they counter move guys inside, they beat them clean because the moves are set up and it's a very precise, sharp move, as in a spin move, as in a rip, as in almost a hump move technique. And they're not just throwing a move to throw a move. They're getting their hips inside. So in other words, when you throw a move on an offensive lineman, you got to get your hips equal to this guy. So when you throw the move, you go and buy him. So it's the same thing on the inside. If you're making a counter move on your pass rush, the only way you're going to get past good offensive linemen is that you got to be stepping and getting your hips even with that guy as you throw that move. So those are part of the issues that Michael Parsons has in terms of his pass rush technique. But I'm not going to blame Michael Parsons. I'm going to in part blame our defensive line coach and Dan Quinn, because they should be watching this tape and see how great of an athlete he is and deal with this. And to Landlord's point, you really need to move him around, because he was a number 1 at Penn State, blitzing in the B gap, blitzing in the A gap. And every time he did that, and every time he does that for us, he has some degree of success. So you have to use him from versatile angles, and don't be, as I call it, you can't be lazy as a defensive coordinator. You got to think, right? You got to think through it, and you got to plan for scenarios to make this man be effective and be what he is. Think about Clay Matthews when he was with the Green Bay Packers. Think about how they used him as an athlete, not to burn his body out and getting him pounded on by 340-pound linemen. I'll start right there.
Yeah, man, I got something for both of you boys.
Oh, you see this guy? See this guy? Number 1 bullshit guy. He do the wee woo.
Let me play that again.
The wee woo, you put me on the wee woo, dog?
I put you and Landlord on the wee woo. One more time.
Oh, you see this guy? See this guy? Number 1 bullshit guy. He do the wee woo.
Man, y'all panicking, bro. I'm sick of this. What is going on, bro? These dudes are panicking. I can't believe what I'm seeing. What in the world? We're talking about the mighty Micah Parsons, and we talking about the impeccable Dan Quinn over here, dog.
Oh no.
Impeccable or shaky? Impeccable or shaky?
Wait.
Impeccable or shaky? You said Dan Quest, impeccable or shaky?
Shaky.
Because you didn't get. Okay, let me ask you a question, Boss Cowboy.
After you go this time, you got to let me talk, bro.
I'm gonna let you talk. I'm sorry. I'm gonna ask you 2 quick questions. I know just one, boss. So you can go ahead and talk. The last 3 games, how many points did the defense give up?
See, they gave up a lot of points the last 3 games. So what's your point?
So what do you attribute that to?
I attribute that mostly to the back end of our defense, which Quinn ain't got nothing to do with. Well, he actually does, because he's the person that's in charge of everything. So he has something to do with it. But more specifically, the people that we should be targeting, I think we starting up a little bit too high. That's why I called y'all the #1 bullshitters. Hold on real quick.
Oh, you see this guy? See this guy? #1 bullshit guy. He do the wee woo.
Yeah, we got to start a little bit down the total pole in my position. Because to me, when we look at it, and I'm just keeping it real, I think it starts with Al Harris and Joe Witt, especially these last 3 games. And I'm not defending Dan Quinn, but I am slightly, just slightly. All right, and I want to get both of y'all response on this, because we know for the most part, Dan Quinn is going to coach what? The defensive line. Where have we been giving up, to me, the points and the big plays? That back end. That's Joe Witt and that's Al Harris. Especially on contested footballs. You got your best corner getting beat, just like Kelvin Joseph got beat the previous week. The same stuff. Bad eyes, bad discipline, and the safeties. So the guy that's the passing game coordinator is Witt. So that's why I said, in terms of kind of overemphasizing Dan Quinn,
you are fake news.
Okay.
Well, Boss Cowboy,
oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna be real quick, Landlord. Boss, you kind of set a trap for yourself, because you just said that Dan Quinn is coaching that defensive line. Well, how many sacks have that defensive line got in the last couple of games? You see, so it don't matter how you slice this cake. You can slice it sideways, you can slice it vertical. Dan Quinn is a primary suspect in this situation right here, right? You can say back end, but we also have not gotten pressure on these quarterbacks. However,
wait! You know you done messed up, don't you?
Go ahead, go ahead.
Take that on back. Landlord. Take that on back, dog. You said they ain't been getting what?
Look, man, we haven't got sacks. We got some pressures. We ain't been getting home.
Oh, so
that's what I'm saying. We ain't been getting home.
So you changed it, huh?
No, I'm not changing it. I'm clarifying.
#1 bullshit guy. He do the wee woo.
That's what you call the wee woo. What you just saw was the wee woo. He clearly said we have not been getting pressure. Did y'all hear that? Did I hear that?
You can't handle the truth.
I said.
Okay, this is my gripe with Dan Quinn.
Oh, okay.
Well, look, we do get pressure. I admit that, because Micah, even with his youth showing as a pass rusher, he's still been effective. That's just a testament to how that is. But one of my biggest gripes is, like, it could fall. It probably do fall Harris, but like I said, you the one that's over the whole defense.
Yeah.
So you allowing the Al Harris to make these blunders.
True.
So one of my biggest gripes is, why in the world is these cornerbacks so aggressive? Like they so aggressive in situations where they didn't even have to be aggressive.
Right.
Like it's the first drive of the game, sir. What is Trayvon did trying to jump on the crossing route from?
Right.
So I know he just gave up the slant to AJ Brown, but then you come right back and try to jump the route and get beat on a double move. Like, sir, you got to realize now. And boss, correct me if I'm wrong, because that's your wheelhouse as a DB. Is the first order of business is to stop the deep ball, right?
That's the first
Correct
order
me if I'm wrong.
No, that's right.
The first order of business, right?
That's right.
So what is you being so? Why are you trying to be so opportunistic and jumping these short routes like this? Because that's not just Diggs. That's been Bland. That's been Kevin Joseph. That's been Nashawn Wright.
Right.
Every DB we had been way too aggressive and way too opportunistic.
Facts.
So one of the problems I believe it's been like, you know, they assumed that the defensive line was going to gain that kind of pressure that we've been getting over the past weeks. But the defensive line hasn't been getting there as quick. So think about it. The only way your DBs could be that aggressive is if your defensive line is causing a whole lot of pressure. You know what I'm saying? If they getting home in 2 to 3 seconds, then your DBs can afford to be that aggressive. But just imagine when you got somebody who's slithering like Gardner Minshew was last week, and now you got to cover for longer. And now you're just vulnerable out there in the secondary. So we know that the defensive line and the secondary works as a great marriage. You know what I'm saying? So if the defensive line is not doing what it's supposed to do, you're going to feel that fire on the back end and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So our defensive line, what I think my biggest gripe on the defensive line is, so, hey, 8 and 30, you ain't getting away with it either. We putting you on trial too, sir. So my biggest problem, what I didn't like about it is, okay, we got Micah Parsons because, man, I ain't gonna lie, on the Philly game, they wasn't doing as much that I saw, like double teams and chip blocks. So correct me if I'm wrong, because I've been a little under the weather. I ain't do as much on the but I know for a fact the Jacksonville game, they was doing a lot of double teams, a lot of chip blocks on Micah Parsons. So right there alone, Boss and OC, y'all know this. That is on the other defensive lineman to win one-on-one, and they are not doing that. So 8 and 30, we need you to turn them boys up now. You better put a fire up on them. You know what I'm saying? Because Dorrance Armstrong ain't winning no more. Even Fowler ain't winning no more. These boys got to get hungry.
Fowler is winning, bro. But everything else you said is right. For real. Everything. Literally. Everything else you said is right. Except Fowler. Fowler is winning. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's pressure though. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need pressure. Now, pressures probably are the most important, to be honest. But you do need sacks from time to time because you need to kill some of these drives. That's the difference. The pressure ain't gonna kill a drive. It could cause a turnover though. So you know what I'm saying? It's kind of a catch-22. But you do want consistent pressure. That's what I asked my chat boss the other day. I said, would you like consistent pressure or either a couple sacks here and there? Because that's two different things. I want consistent pressure because that make quarterbacks throw off-platform throws and make them make errant throws. Know what I'm saying? Every quarterback is not Dak Prescott. He is not Patrick Mahomes. It's a lot of quarterbacks who can't throw off-platform throws. So once you get a quarterback to move a little bit, just slightly, that can change the whole trajectory of the throw. So that's what you want pressures for. You know what I'm saying? You want pressure to move the quarterback, force him to make some throws that he's not comfortable with. And Gardner Minshew was doing that all game. Like, we just got to give him his props. Gardner Minshew was throwing all kind of throws, off platform, rolling right, left. It didn't matter. He's just a slithery type dude. So I feel like that's why we couldn't get to him. And on top of that, one of my last point is we know that going into this season, not into the season, but as of late, we know that our defensive line has been dominating the NFL. So what people gonna do? They gonna counter. They gonna counter with faster plays. They gonna counter with 2-step drops, 3-step drops. You know what I'm saying? They gonna counter with screen passes. They gonna use our aggressiveness against us. That's what the problem is. And to me, it seems like we've been dropping the ball in countering back because we know they trying to counter us from being dominant. Don't nobody want to do no long developing routes. You know what I'm saying? And the last person who did that was Minnesota, was Kirk Cousins. And you see what happened to him. Yeah. Since that Minnesota game, nobody has been doing long developing routes on this team. It's been slants. That's what Gardner Minshew got us with. Slant routes. Go back and look. It was straight slant routes for the most part. And that stop and go from A.J. Brown. So now this defense, Dan Quinn, Aiden Dirty, and Al Harris, they must find a way to counter what the other teams have counted us with. Like it's the ball is in our court. It's our move now. Know what I'm saying? That's my opinion.
Special K said this. He said at Boss Cowboy Sports, should we give Dan Quinn somewhat of a break because he doesn't have a lot of firepower on the defense side like we got it on offense. Most of our money is spent on the offensive side. OC, what's your thoughts on that?
No, I don't think. No, man, we got enough pieces for you to put together a great defense. I mean, you do have, Jaron Curse. You do have Wilson, right? So you got players over there. You got Micah Parsons. You got Tank Lawrence. You got Hankins, right? You got Osa, who I haven't heard from much lately. Right, so you have pieces over there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm being real. I'm saying that you got Neville Gallimore, right? So you have pieces over there. You got Joseph, right? You have Bland. You have Wright. You got guys that can play. You brought in Barr. You brought in Anthony Barr, right? So you got pieces over there, and you drafted so you can have more depth. So I don't want to hear the excuses on you don't have pieces. Nah, you got pieces. You got pieces over there, man. You got to put it together, man. It's all about who's cooking. You know what I'm saying? So you can have all the right ingredients, but you got to be able to put them things together and cook. And I'm not saying that Dan Quinn has done a bad job. I don't want to overstate that. But what I am saying is that it has been some drop-off in terms of our performance over the last several weeks. And we want to be peaking and be sharper going into the playoffs. That's what I am saying.
Real quick, let's just take a quick break. We go pick it back up on some content. We got a lot of people watching from different areas. Obviously, we appreciate that. People that's watching Landlord channel, they watching Boss Cowboy Sports. We want y'all to just take a quick second because it's about 200 people in my building, and there's some people over in Landlord's building. We want y'all to take a second, watching from different locations. We want y'all to do something real quick. We want y'all to hit that like and subscribe. Just real quick.
Please.
Yeah, just take a quick second to do that. We got to do a little bit of housekeeping. We also got people that's watching us on Facebook, so we appreciate that too. Everything that y'all doing on YouTube, we also want you to do on Facebook. We want you to take a second, hit that like, help grow all the channels, both Landlord channel as well as Boss Cowboy Sports. Somebody says 66 likes. That's crazy. And listen, y'all, it happens. And I do the same thing myself. I get in, I'll be busy, and I just forget. I'll be enjoying the content, watching somebody else's channel. I get to eating my oodles and noodles, and then all of a sudden I forget to hit that like. You're just keeping it real. So just take a quick second, hit that like on both channels. Like, it's a little bit of work, but it helps everybody grow. Hit that like as well as subscribe. We want to grow the channel. Now, it was something else that was on the list I want us to get to. All right. Because I'm getting different reports on this, and I want to get y'all thoughts on this, and we go talk some football. We go even do a film breakdown on this. So they listed most of these guys ruled out, but then with Derrick Henry, they calling him doubtful. Okay, so we go obviously talk about Derrick Henry, because doubtful doesn't mean absolutely he is not playing. Doubtful means that they doubt that he plays, but that doesn't mean that he's an absolute out. And then Coach Marv said with a super chat, he said we need better underneath coverage from our linebackers to combat teams' quick pass game. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, Coach Marvin. Very, very good super chat. I appreciate that super chat. Let's get into this film breakdown. OC, you go lead it off with Derrick Henry, and then we go all talk about it. Here we go.
The OC.
The film breakdown.
Let's go.
All right, so look at Derrick Henry lined up on the left side of your screen. And let's just take a look at what he does. This is a counter trap and just beautiful, man. He hits it quick and just a great job by the offensive line. And then, man, he's out of the gate, man. And there you go. That's a touchdown. So, you know, he lines up and these guys pull the guard, pull the tackle from going from left to right. You get a real good down block there, kick out, lead up into the hole, and that's just too much green grass for Derrick Henry. And that's the speed and explosion element that he still has in his game at 6'3", 250 pounds, which is quite impressive.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This looks more like a power run isolation type play. All right, so this is a trap, but I call this a Tampa trap. But again, he hits it backside. So when you see it from the other angle, you'll see how he hits it backside. Okay, never mind. You went another way with it. Cool. So, all right, let's take a look at him here. All right, cool. So look at this. That's a trap, but he hits it. It's so much push backside. He hits it. He didn't even follow the blocker. He hits it backside. Like, that's how much push that this offensive line got. And that's why I said this is a really good dress rehearsal on how we're going to deal with run fits. You see how he came out the back door? He didn't follow the Tampa tackle on the kick out. He just hit it straight up the gut because the lane was there.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at him on this particular play. All right, so you got overload to the left. You got another trap. They love trap. The great seal by the tackle. And he just gets around and he gets 7 yards. So that was a fantastic seal pulling around on the trap by the backside tackle. All right, let's see what we got here. So now we got motion and, you know, misdirection, and very good. Just a lead blocker with the tight end. And notice how he bends it back. He has great vision and he slides very, very well in the hole, which means you have to pursue responsibly and you got to break down and tackle the guy, which is not easy in space.
I rewinded.
So you got motion again. All right, so you got motion. Look at that. Look at the lead blocker. Great kick by the tight end, and then he bends it back. So just great vision and eyes, and he's very, very comfortable running behind this line. Very, very comfortable in the offense. And this is just bully ball right here. This is just power, and then he hits it up the gut, 5-yard gain. That's just them just knocking you off the ball, pushing and shoving you. Nothing fancy about that. They're just coming off the ball and rolling you. All right, so now you got another overload to the right, and you got movement here. And let's see, this is another power ISO, and he bounces it, right? Power ISO bounces it, and he still gets 6 just by being physical, stiff-arming people, and just twisting his body. He should have got tackled for a loss on that play. This is I formation. All right, so you got I formation, and let's see what they do on this particular play. This is an even front, lead blocker. He follows the lead blocker. He gets beyond the lead blocker 5 yards when he should, and now it's a fumble. But he should have been, fumble. Very rare occurrence, but fumble by him. But he should have been tackled right there on the spot, but he's so big and strong, man. He's just finishing forward on runs. All right, so you got you got a lot of misdirection. You got trap, motion shift, and then this is just a glorified ISO play, and he hits it up the gut for 6 yards.
The OC.
There's no emotions, no friends, no loyalty.
Straight business.
Straight business.
Put hashtag straight business in the chat.
All right, so with him, I want Derrick Henry to play Landlord.
Me too.
Yeah, give me your thoughts on that, and then we gonna go back to UOC. Give me your thoughts on that. I want to see Derrick Henry, bro. I think our team need this. Just keeping it real.
Yeah, you know, Derrick Henry, my guy from Bama. So, you know, I know him pretty well, man. He one of them. It's rare that a running back be a first guy off the bus type guy. This dude is huge. Like, he is huge. Like, my partner seen him in person, man. Like, he's just, all he can say is like, bro, I hate the 4 line, because this dude is big, man. But in my opinion, man, one thing I noticed from him in Bama, like, if you catch him in the backfield, that's your best bet. You don't want that train to get to churning, because once he builds up some steam, man, he's hard to break down. Like, and every linebacker, D tackle, they gonna go at his legs, and he knows it. But like, he does got a lot of speed too, man. Like, he's a freak of nature, to be honest, man.
Yeah,
Derrick Henry is different. So,
he different, bro.
like I said, we need Donovan Wilson to shoot them gaps because he's like our pseudo linebacker these days. So if we can get him to shoot them gaps and grab them legs and wait for help, probably, because that's what type of running back he is, man. He's a force of a freak of nature, man. That's who he is.
What's your thoughts on that, OC? I said I was coming back to you.
Yeah, I think that unfortunately, the only way that Derrick Henry really plays is if they're trying to get him the rushing title because he's second in the league in rushing and he really wants a shot at that. I think that for us, it will benefit us greatly if we did see him because we got to figure out how to stop this man, slow him down, run fits, technique, tackling. And if you're going to play Micah Parsons, I would say because of what they go do with all this stuff, play Micah Parsons primarily a linebacker, especially on first and second down. If it's an obvious passing situation, go ahead and line Micah Parsons up at end or either rush him from the middle with a twist or a stunt. But when you got this coming downhill at you, man, it's impossible. And most people in the league don't want to tackle this guy. And that's how he breaks for runs like this. So at the end of the day, I think that he'll be great for us. But I think unless they're really trying to get him a rushing title or unless he really wants it, man, unfortunately, I think he's going to sit.
Yeah, OC, I want to go back to something you and Landlord was talking about. Y'all was discussing Dan Quinn. Matter of fact, it was Landlord who brought it up. And he was talking about, which is a good point, he was talking about how Dan Quinn earlier was saying the advantages of moving Micah Parsons around. Right, Landlord?
Yeah, true.
So my thing is, because I said the same thing, Landlord, and we never talked about this privately or obviously on the stream. We never had that discussion because I heard Dan Quinn say the same thing. It makes me believe this, Landlord. I believe that the agenda to keep Micah Parsons at defensive end is not coming from Quinn. I think it's coming from front office. Yeah.
That was better than Jones's.
Yeah, because and I feel you on calling him to the carpet on that, but I'm almost certain it's front office because I always think back to what Mike McCarthy said. I want to get y'all thoughts on this. I'm gonna bounce it off both of y'all. But remember Mike McCarthy was saying that the Joneses think about the big picture a lot. He said that on the Rich Eisen show when he was talking about that his focus on just winning football games. But he was like, the Joneses occasionally, they get caught up in stuff that's big picture, like contracts and stuff like that. And if we can get this player cheaper by limiting their production, and if we can get more accolades for this guy, it can bring X amount of dollars into the organization. Like, it's because Dan Quinn, and I want to get both of y'all got thoughts on this. Dan Quinn was very clear over and over and over the benefits of moving him to linebacker as well as playing that left side end. So what's y'all thoughts on that? I'm gonna start with you, Landlord.
Yeah, man. I know, like I said, I'm on the same page with you, man. I really want to bring him in for questioning. You know what I'm saying? I really want to know why. I want to know why this man is never playing linebacker again. Because I rarely see it. I really wish I could see. Do you have the snap percentages, man? Because I know you probably can get them real quick. Because I want to see how many snaps, what percentage of snaps did Micah Parsons play at linebacker? Because I did see him line up a couple of times, but I guarantee you it's way, way too small. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it's way too small, man. And I know that, especially against somebody like Derrick Henry, if we were to play him, I feel like Micah would be the only shot we'll have to beat him. You know what I'm saying? To get him, like, shoot the gaps and get him before he get going. Because nobody else could really even match him size-wise, man. Like OC is straight business. That's a straight business decision when you got to tackle Derrick Henry, man. So they gonna have to come up with something, man. Like, I don't know, but I know, like you said, I don't see why Dan Quinn isn't being versatile with him, because every offense is obviously game planning for him. They throwing it and they can throw at his way. And then you got to think on top of that, he is injured, in my opinion. He's aching at this point.
And then, real quick, OC, before you go, I think some people misunderstanding me. Let me be a little bit more clear. Because somebody said in the chat, it doesn't make sense because you make more money at defensive end. It's not just about Micah Parsons that you can try to devalue. You can also try to devalue some supporting players. Like if you gave Fowler at the rate of his production, if you gave him more reps, he would have got you 10 sacks this year.
Yoga fire.
Yeah.
He would have got you 10 sacks at the rate in which he was getting his sacks. He would have got you 10, bro. So when I say big picture, it's not just Micah Parsons, because Micah Parsons go get paid. You understand? He go get paid. Somebody that's up for defensive player of the year, he go get paid. But if you giving him other people reps, yeah, it's other people you devaluing too. So it's not just Micah Parsons. I want to be clear on that. Go ahead, OC.
Yeah, you put a lot out there, Boss Boy. So I will just say this. I don't know if it's a devaluing of other players. I think it's a combination of what's going to make the team the most successful and what's going to make the team most marketable. And so I think that Micah Parsons is a difference maker. And when he gets a sack, it just changes the whole aura of the defense. Like you can feel that it lifts the defense when he's making plays, you know, versus you don't have another ace in your hole. Like Micah Parsons is pretty much on the front seven, you know, with the exception of Tank Lawrence here and there. You know, and I'm not hating on Tank Lawrence. I think he's good, but just here and there, spotty. He's your big playmaking guy, right? And then people love Micah Parsons. They love number 11. So that's going to draw more eyes to the Cowboys. That's going to, you know, give more attention to the Cowboys and more notoriety. And what do people pay for? What do people recognize the most? Is it tackles or sacks? It's sacks. People pay for and recognize.
Let me push back just a little bit, all right? Just a little bit. Just a little bit of pushback. So let me ask you a question, OC. Just real quick, because we just trying to reason this out. Couldn't Micah Parsons get sacks in the middle? And my boy Nick, because he got 5 sacks last year, and my boy Nick J said, shout out to my boy Nick from Carter, he said, I think they played better when they were all rotating and fresh. Coach Marv with the super chat said Parsons is a linebacker that can play defensive end, not a defensive end that can play linebacker. Ooh-wee. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on that, OC, since we going back and forth.
Yeah, so I was headed there. You know, I was turning the page to my last point. And so my last point about it is this: you can get the same productivity from Micah Parsons combined if you rush him from various positions besides defensive end. It's just more exciting if you rush him at defensive end. And here's the deal: can you get the similar productivity from someone else besides Micah Parsons at defensive end? Now I know, you know, that hey, you're a champion of my guy out of Florida, and look, I'm not hating on him at all, right? I think he's a good player, but he did sign a 1-year deal, right? And so I don't know if he's the end all be all, and if he is, the Cowboys don't believe that he's the end all be all, or he wouldn't have just got a 1-year deal. So I think that it's a combination of marketing, a combination of decision making, and I do agree with you guys in terms of yourself in the chat. Yeah, Micah Parsons could still be very productive. He still can get you 15 plus sacks if you move him around. But do you have somebody adequate athletically that can play the other side at defensive end that can match what Micah Parsons can do? No, I think you should draft a guy or trade for a guy to relieve Micah to extend his career. right? I think you want to extend his career, and I think you want to help him be more dynamic, right? I'm a champion of that, but do we have that in the building right now? I don't know if we do.
What's your thoughts on that, Landlord?
I got one question. One of the things that's most disturbing is like we are lacking that linebacker right now, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like we gotta injure the LVE, and then y'all got the audacity to bring in Luke Gifford.
Right.
That's one of the things that bother me. That grinds my gears. But I was like, okay, you got a perfectly healthy Jabril Cox right here, but you go to choose Luke Gifford. Like, I just don't get it. You can tell that's obvious politics. That's a politic right there. That's obvious because Jabril Cox could easily step in and give you much more than what Luke Gifford was giving. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even be over Jabril on the depth. So I don't get how they even over to him. Like, and then if you got Micah Parsons supposed to be the queen on the chessboard where they sold us, put him at linebacker more if you know you are down a couple linebackers. Like, I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? And then you got rookies playing like Damone Clark, who I'm high on, but it seems like you should still sprinkle in a lot more of Micah Parsons at linebacker. I think that's just fair, especially when you lacking at the position and you got defensive ends galore. It makes no sense.
Let me also ask a question, because see, this is a great mystery. Like, none of us really understand. Like, what's going on, bro? Like, this is weird. You put Damone Clark out there, who had neck surgery about 6 or 7 months ago.
Yeah.
And you not giving the guy who was considered not just a steal, in most categories, he was given the steal of the draft.
Yeah.
OC, can you? Because I know we talked about this on the final word. Do you have any? Did you think of anything after the final word, bro?
Yeah. So look, I'm gonna give this a multiple choice answer, okay? So one, is something wrong injury wise that we don't know that's going on with him? Maybe his leg is not as strong, or maybe he's having some residual effects and swelling or stuff that we don't know about. They trying to keep under wraps.
Yeah.
Injury wise, okay?
That makes sense.
So that's a possibility.
I like that.
Okay.
That's fair. Let me give you a clap on that. Let me give you an effect.
Yeah.
Because that's fair. That's a fair assumption. What else?
So that's one. So this is two, and I only got three. This is two. He has made a coach really mad, really upset, or not made friends with the appropriate coach or person or general manager or whomever, right? It's something there relationally, right? That they're holding him back because of. It's a relational deal, all right? And then my last point, and it's back to what I said last night. He has dated somebody's daughter or cousin or nephew and broke up with them and hurt their feelings, did them bad, or they thought he did them bad, and they are go punish him. That's it, man. That's all I got. Those are my only three. So is one of those three or a combination thereof has to be the reason why Jabril Cox is not playing. Other than that, man, I have no idea.
I got one more
hell no.
Where's Devin Harper? You know what I'm saying? I know he's supposed to be hurt. Oh, he's dying for the year.
No, he's on IR. I don't know when he get off IR though.
Cause I know y'all had interviewed him, and I was hoping that he can, you know what I'm saying, come in after a while.
This would be the best time.
Cause he was outstanding in the preseason. He was outstanding.
This would be the best time.
Balling.
And Coach Marv said Cox is the answer for better underneath coverage.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
On that second level, Jabril would be like a cornerback.
I got some
like a corner at linebacker.
I got some more stuff for y'all, man. Let's keep pushing. I got some stuff. All right. Just keep pushing real quick. And throw something else at you. This is a curveball. Y'all weren't expecting this because I am looking at the division. So OC did a video, and we can talk about this, Landlord, talking about there's a chance for us to still win the division. So Hurts didn't participate in the Eagles walkthrough. Now I know, but yeah, and then on top of that, Lane Johnson also, because I'm keeping my eye on the division, right? I'm keeping an eye on the divisional race. That basically, after consulting with numerous experts, including Dr. William Myers in Philly, Eagles Pro Bowl offensive tackle Lane Johnson will put off surgery on his torn abductor to rehab for 2 or 3 weeks and will play in the playoffs, as sources say. And then Ian said, wow. So what's y'all thoughts on that in this division race? I'll start with you, Landlord.
You know, this might not be what you want to hear. You know, I might need to dun because
wait.
I ain't gonna lie. Man, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. Like, we done seen the Cowboys be in these privileged situations and now they don't handle business. I kind of want them boys to scratch and claw. I don't want them to get comfortable at all. I want them to play football from here on out. That's just me personally, because we done seen it all the other ways. Can't you remember a year where we had to get it out the mud? I can't recall that year. Like when we was in the playoffs and then we still had to play real football throughout and then go into the playoffs playing real football. I can't recall that year. Because when we be in the playoffs, we usually have a decent, seed in it. So I want to see the inverse. I want to see us have to scratch and claw with our back against the wall, because I feel like my Cowboys don't know how to handle it in a privileged situation. We might have to try poverty. It is what it is. We need to take all the luxuries away from them and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? This might be what this team needs. I feel like I would like to see that. That's just me personally. I don't really even want the division. I want to see us go get it out the mud. That's just me.
Man, what just happened? Man, what happened to the stream? It was 200 people here, now it's 100. Did y'all get mad when I asked y'all to hit that like? Did y'all get mad?
Man, jumped.
Dang, OC, you hitting them buttons, OC. You hitting them buttons, Boss
It
Cowboy.
can't be them buttons, bro. The buttons made the show fly.
Yeah.
But what's your thoughts on that, OC? Like, in terms of...
I think that realistically it's possible for the Cowboys to win the division because, they're not going to rush Hurts because Gardner Minshew played very well against us. There's no reason to rush Jalen Hurts back, right? And you got Lane Johnson, who's, perennial Pro Bowl right tackle. He's just a big old tough dude. He gonna be there when they need him to be there. So it's just a question of are we going to see a letdown game versus the Saints, who have absolutely nothing to lose and that could potentially throw the kitchen sink at the Philadelphia Eagles, and have they emotionally rebounded from that tough, tight game with the Dallas Cowboys, this past week. So that remains to be seen. I do respect a lot what Landlord said about playing with your back against the wall, because I think that at the end of the day, I don't think the best team always wins the Super Bowl. I think it's the hottest team. And I think it's the team that has the most grit. So however the Cowboys can manufacture that desire, that grit, play with that desperation, I'm in favor of, and I think it's going to be, really critical for them to enter the playoffs with that, however they get it. But yeah, we got an outside chance at it, man, but we need some help, obviously, from the Eagles, man, on blowing a couple games.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Landlord. You finna say something?
Yeah, I was just agreeing with him. Like, it's still possible, you know what I'm saying? But it's probably not that likely. But the Saints is kind of a tough out, but the only reason I say it's kind of highly unlikely because I believe the last 2 games in Philly, right? I think they got the last 2 games in Philly, and that's their home court. I think they'll play ball and pull one of them out. But like I said, man, that's just me personally. Like, I know everybody ain't gonna feel like that, but I want to see these boys with their back against the wall. That's what I want to see.
All right, my last thing, going back to the Tennessee Titans, is really, I don't really see them having stars. Even though Burks is playing better since he came back from this injury, I just don't see no matchups that really bring any kind of fear to my heart. Like, real talk. Like,
Yeah.
I just honestly think you getting ready to have a good time, Landlord. You getting ready to go to your first game, and you finna have a good time, man. I think you getting ready to see the Dallas Cowboys put on a major show. So
I hope so.
So this is what we go do, bro. Unless did you have anything on Traylon Burks? Because if not, we was gonna get into the final words.
I mean, I love Traylon Burks. I wanted him to be a Cowboy coming out of Arkansas. No, yeah, Arkansas. Yeah, I liked his skill set. He reminds you of a like a poor man's Debo. He got a lot of yak ability. You know what I'm saying? He like that brown look of that yak, and you know what I'm saying? He's a yak monster, and I like to see him. You know I'm silly, man. He like that yak. But yeah, he reminds you of a poor man Debo Samuel, in my opinion. And you see how highly Tennessee thought of him, because they thought they were just gonna be able to bring him in and replace AJ Brown immediately. That's what it looks like from what they did, you know what I'm saying? But that transition wasn't as, you know what I'm saying, as smooth as they thought it would be. But I feel like he's a talented player. But nothing but light work for Trayvon Diggs, though. Just being honest.
Yeah, I say light
trade
work.
on him, and it's night. It's night.
Light work. What's your thoughts on that, OC?
Yeah, man, I think that he's a young rookie, man. He gonna take a couple years to get his sea legs and to develop. You know, as it relates to threats and matchups, keep your eye on the Titans' offensive line. Those guys are a good group, and those guys know how to get run fits and double team and generate push and work up to the second level. So again, like I said earlier, I'm gonna be super interested to see how the front seven of the Cowboys, I don't care who's in the backfield, whether it be Derrick Henry or whoever else, how they handle the play of that offensive line and the tight ends. That's what I'm looking for this game. That's what I want to see, and I think that's gonna be a key to predict some things in the future.
All right, and so getting into the final words, man. Obviously, I expect a dub. More than a dub, I think you're right, Landlord. This should be a blowout.
Yeah.
I know they say any given Sunday, but not this Thursday.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just it's too
right.
many of they stars out, man. I'm sorry, I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing it. So this should be
another one
for the Dallas Cowboys. That's my final word. Easy dub, and I mean that. I know it sounds cocky, but I mean that.
Yeah, well, the Cowboys going to this game in the driver's seat with a big win versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Defense should step up to the challenge to do whatever they need to do to control this game. Malik Willis poses a threat if he gets outside of the pocket. We want to keep our eye on that. But offensively, man, look, the Tennessee Titans, just for lack of a better term, they're going to be helpless.
Yeah.
They're going to be helpless versus our offense. We're going to be able to do whatever we want to do pretty much whenever we want to do it. The only thing that would hurt us in this game is just mistakes and mental errors. And if we have those things not be a factor, we should easily win this game going away.
And real quick, before you give your final words, I'm giving a shout out to the people that's on Facebook, because it's working on Facebook, being able to embed their comments into the show. I'm just having trouble getting YouTube comments in there. So shout out to Gary, Kenny, Shane always holding down Facebook. He said, boss, living here in Middle Tennessee, being reported that 6 players, possibly 9 starters of the Titans, are not playing. Exactly. You know, so, and we covered that, and yeah, and that's why I think, that's another reason why I think it's gonna be a blowout. He said, is Mike Vrabel the place I would worry? Nope. And then Peter said, hello, Landlord and Boss. So yeah, go ahead, Landlord. What's your final word?
Shout out to you. Yeah, man. I think, you know, at this point right here, it's talent on talent, and we have much more than they do, much more than they have to offer. You know, it is a little, you know, Mike Vrabel is a decent coach, but I don't think coaching can help you right now. If he's not gonna suit up and get back into his Patriot days, it should be an easy dub, like you said. And yeah, they gonna be hopeless. Dak Prescott, I want to see Dak with a clean game though. That's gonna be very important to me. For me and my psyche, I don't care about his numbers, honestly. Like Dak has proven everything I need to see. I just feel like he just need his opportunities and everybody else to jump along when that time comes. So I do want to see Dak with a clean game. You know what I'm saying? Come in here and be surgical with it, like Denzel. You know what I'm saying? And handle these boys, man. We're gonna have on the best uniforms in the business. That all white. It's gonna be so fresh and so clean. And we want Dak jersey to stay clean as well. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see my quarterback on the ground. And this is the last point I have. We've seen what happens in that Texans game. We've seen what happens when we play around with our food.
Yep.
You open up opportunities for starters to be lost for the year. Terrence Steele. You know what I'm saying? Don't play with your food. Come in here and take care of business like the OC is. And you know what I'm saying? Be straight business, handle your business, so we won't have more time to get people hurt and injured just playing around out here. Take care of these boys and be done at halftime. That's my final word.
Man, that's what's up, bro. And obviously OC closes out. Coach Marv with the super chat. He said, free Jabril Cox.
Facts.
For real.
We need a show, man. We need to make a T-shirt saying free Cox, man. That'll be cool. But listen, man, we really appreciate all you guys following, you know, in the super chats, man, and all the support, man. Following Boss Cowboy Sports. Follow the Landlord from Alabama, man. Definitely subscribe, comment, and share his content over there. You know, as you follow, subscribe, and comment on Boss Cowboys content. And you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and also Instagram as well, man. So until next time, man, we'll see y'all.
We'll see y'all. Hey, and also let us know how y'all like this, man. Show love. Shoot. Yeah, so every time we get the Landlord to take a break from his job, man, we go do it in, bro.
Boss Cowboys.
Let's get it.
The sound is together, baby.
Matters.
Yes, sir. Southern player list. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, listen.
Another one.
Yeah, man, throw the flames up before we get out of here, man. I want to see the flames, man. Y'all show some love with them flames. Show that love.
Your cars.
Let's get it, y'all.
Yoga fire.
Like and subscribe, bro.
Yes,
my
please.
people go over to Boss Cowboy Sports.
Already.
Give him a like and a sub.
Yep. Double up the subs. Double it up. Fire it up.
Yoga fire.
Hit them subs.
Lane. Yoga fire.
Let's get it.